I've never heard the word ship, but I'm going to ship Bellamy and Murphy. When I read the pilot, which I thought was great, I really wanted to play Bellamy, because Bellamy, Finn's cool, yeah, whatever. But I like playing kind of the badder guys with so I really love Bellamy's edge already, and that's what drew me to the script. And as the series progressed, they've just allowed me to explore his psyche throughout it. So, yeah, it definitely involves, I have to get really involved with my work in that character, which is exactly what you want from a job, you want to be involved and you want to be working hard and stimulated, so they've definitely done that for me, yeah.
It was based on a book, but when I first came onto the project, the book hadn't been written yet. It was only like a proposal for a book and a couple chapters. And so, my development of the world happened in parallel with the writing of the book, and so they're very different. That said, the idea, came from the book, and the idea is everything. When I heard the idea, I was excited instantly. I knew instantly, because I was thinking of doing, at the time, a show, sort of a colonial mission to another world where they had to deal with, the native elements on this new world, and nobody was really interested. When I read this, I said, well, that's exactly what I want to do, except that the new world is Earth. Plus, I loved Lord of the Flies. I don't know, it just was a confluence of creative, sort of erogenous zones, and that's how it started.
Raven and Bellamy, I think, are going to have the most interesting relationship throughout this series. They butt heads the same way him and Clark does, but it's on a different level because, for the most part, Clark cares about everyone else. Raven really doesn't. Not in a selfish way, but I attribute it to the fact that Raven never really had much of a family life and was kind of always on her own, and so always had to look out for herself first, and her only true family is Finn. So she cares the most about Finn and her, if they're good. I like how low maintenance she is. Maybe because I'm lazy. It really makes a difference. Prior to this, my biggest job since to date was I was on a soap opera. And, we'd be in hair and makeup for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. Every day. To play Raven, I get to come in, 30 minutes before a call. My hair's a mess. I'm still asleep. They just throw dirt on me, and then they make my hair even messier. So then I go shoot. But I also love how smart she is and how how independent and kind of fierce she is. She kind of tires me out. So after I'm done shooting, I'm like, man, I need to take a nap. This quote-quote love triangle doesn't end the way most do, and doesn't evolve the way most do either. So it's not a full-out cliche Jerry Springer going on. It's interesting what happens. I was in the pod, and I was in the suit too, in the spacesuit, and so I really couldn't hear anything. And couldn't really communicate with the director. So prior to shooting, they're like, hey, Lindsey, it's just going to be you up there in this, and so it's going to be difficult for us to talk, so we want you to kind of research how space lift off and then re-entering the Earth's atmosphere was. So I did a bunch of research and reading up on what it's like, and it's insane. We do try our best to stay as true to actual technology being built right now, but I'm always working with our prop master to look like I know what I'm doing. And it's good because now I know how to socket a wrench and splice wires.
The show just becomes so expansive. The world really opens up, and there is so many challenges put in front of him. And I think there's the external battle that's going on with the elements and whatnot. But I think Bellamy really matures internally. He has to look within himself, because I think he's always seen himself as a monster. And those kind of demons come back to haunt him, and he has to face them at some point. It's a really cool journey. And the world that they've created is really expansive, and was bigger than anything that I ever thought it would get. Every episode I got, I was like, how the hell are I going to do this? This is mental.